The transport ship lurched as it entered the atmosphere of Belmont Station, a grimy trading post on the edge of civilized space. Marcus Webb gripped his seat, watching through the viewport as the rusted platforms grew larger. He had come here looking for work, any work that would keep his small cargo hauler running another month. The station smelled of oil and recycled air. Marcus made his way through the crowded corridors, dodging merchants and dock workers. Near the eastern bay, he noticed a commotion. 3 large figures in mismatched armor surrounded someone smaller. Their voices carried over the general noise. "Should have paid the docking fee," one of them growled. Marcus slowed his pace. Getting involved in station disputes was a good way to end up spacing without a suit. But as he drew closer, he saw who they had cornered. A woman, average height, wearing a plain gray flight suit. Her dark hair was tied back, and her face remained calm despite the threatening postures around her. "The fee was paid," she said quietly. "Check your records again." The largest of the 3, a scarred brute with cybernetic arms, laughed. "Records say what we want them to say. You want to leave this station, you pay again." Something in Marcus clicked. Maybe it was the unfairness of it. Maybe it was the quiet dignity in her stance. He stepped forward before his common sense could stop him. "There a problem here?" The 3 turned. The leader looked Marcus up and down, clearly unimpressed. "Walk away, human. This doesn't concern you." "Seems like it does," Marcus said, keeping his voice steady. 3 armed men shaking down one unarmed traveler. "That's the kind of thing that concerns decent people." The woman's eyes flicked to him, and for just a moment, Marcus saw something there. Not fear or gratitude, but calculation. As if she were measuring him. "You picking a fight you can't win," the leader said, his cybernetic fingers flexing with mechanical whirs. Marcus shrugged. "Maybe, but I'm picking it anyway." The tension stretched. Then the woman spoke again, her voice unchanged. "Let's all walk away. No blood on the deck plates today." Something in her tone made the 3 hesitate. The leader scowled, but took a step back. "You're lucky. Both of you. Next time, there won't be witnesses." They left, pushing through the crowd. Marcus let out a breath he hadn't known he was holding. "Thanks," the woman said. "That was foolish, but appreciated." "Story of my life," Marcus replied. "Foolish but well-meaning. I'm Marcus, Elena." She extended her hand, and he shook it. Her grip was firm, confident. "You really would have fought them?" "Probably would have gotten pounded into scrap metal, but yeah." He grinned. "Can't stand bullies." Elena studied him for a long moment. "Where are you headed?" "Wherever the cargo routes take me. Currently looking for a job that pays enough to keep my ship fueled." "I need transport," she said. "Quiet transport. No questions asked about the destination until we're underway." Every instinct told Marcus this was trouble. The kind of passenger who wanted discretion usually brought complications. But something about her intrigued him. Besides, his account balance was approaching 0. "My ship's in Bay 17? Nothing fancy, but she flies. Payment up front." Elena nodded and transferred credits to his account. Enough for 3 months of fuel, and then some. Marcus raised his eyebrows, but kept his questions to himself. The journey began smoothly enough. Elena kept to herself, spending most of her time in the small passenger cabin. She spoke little, asked for nothing. On the 3rd day, as they crossed into the Terran sector, she finally joined him in the cockpit. "You were in the war," she said. Not a question. Marcus glanced at her. "What gave it away?" "The way you move. The scars on your hands. The medals you keep in the drawer by your bunk." "You went through my things?" "No. I saw the drawer was warm where you open it frequently. Something important inside. Men like you keep memories close." She sat in the co-pilot seat. Which side? Human Defense Fleet. Did my 4 years and got out when my transport got hit. Lost half my crew. He paused. That was 8 years ago. Different life. Why merchant work? You could have stayed military. Officers with combat experience are valued. Marcus shrugged. Saw too much senseless dying. People following orders that got them killed for territory that didn't matter. I wanted to be my own boss for a while. Even if it means barely surviving? Even then. Elena was quiet for a moment. Outside the viewport, stars streaked past in faster-than-light travel. What if I told you there's a war coming? A bigger one than you fought in. I'd say people are always predicting the next big war. Doesn't mean I want any part of it. What if you didn't have a choice? What if it came for you regardless? Marcus looked at her directly. Who are you really, Helena? She met his gaze without flinching. Someone trying to prevent that war. Someone who has very powerful enemies who don't want peace. Before Marcus could respond, the ship's alarm screamed. 3 vessels had dropped out of faster-than-light travel directly ahead. Military grade. Their weapon systems were already powering up. Friends of yours? Marcus asked, his hands flying over the controls. Hardly. Elena moved to the communication console. Let me handle this. Handle this? We're in a cargo hauler against 3 warships. She ignored him, opening a channel. This is Priority 1. Authorization code Omega 77 Black. Stand down immediately. The lead ship responded. Negative. We have orders to apprehend the passenger on that vessel. Cut your engines or we fire. Elena's jaw tightened. She entered a series of commands into the console. I'm uploading new orders to your ships. Check them. Now. There was a pause. Then another voice came through, higher ranked by the tone. The codes check out. All ships' weapons down. Ma'am, we didn't know you were aboard that vessel. We were told it was a rogue operative. You were misinformed, Alana said coldly. Return to your patrol routes. This conversation never happened. Understood. Our apologies, ma'am. The warships broke off, jumping back into faster-than-light travel as quickly as they had appeared. Marcus stared at the empty space where they had been, then at Elena. What just happened? She returned to her seat, her expression neutral. A misunderstanding. That was not a misunderstanding. Those were Terran Defense Force ships. Top tier. They don't just back off because someone says please. He crossed his arms. Who are you? Elena sighed. My name is Elena Voss, Admiral Elena Voss, Commander of the 5th Fleet and Chief Military Advisor to the Terran Council. Marcus felt the deck shift under him, though the ship flew steady. The Admiral Voss? The one who held the Craven invasion at Fortis Station? The youngest flag officer in human history? Yes. And you're on my beat-up cargo hauler, why exactly? Elena stood, moving to the viewport. Because someone on the council is trying to start a war with the Meridian Collective. They've falsified intelligence reports, staged border incidents, manipulated supply routes. I've been investigating, but I'm being blocked at every turn. I had to disappear to gather evidence without interference. And those ships? Sent by whoever wants me out of the way. The orders were legitimate enough to fool a patrol squadron, but not to countermand my authority once I revealed myself. Marcus processed this. So you used me for cover. A random civilian transport wouldn't raise flags. Yes, but you also helped me when you didn't have to, asked nothing in return, and didn't pry when discretion was needed. That's rare. She turned to face him. The evidence I need is on Verdun Prime. It's a 2-week journey from here. I can transfer enough credits to set you up for life if you take me there. And if whoever wants you dead sends more than a patrol squadron next time? Elena smiled faintly. Then I defend this ship. I may be an admiral, but I came up through fighter corps. I can handle myself. Marcus thought about it. The smart play was to drop her at the nearest major station and disappear. But then he remembered those 3 thugs on Belmont Station. Bullies who thought might made right. If someone on the Terran Council was pushing for war, manipulating the truth to get it, they were just bigger bullies. Keep your life-changing money, he said. Pay me standard rates. But I want the truth from here on. No more secrets that might get my ship blown up. Elena extended her hand again. Deal. They shook on it. Outside, the stars continued their endless journey.